I'm Rebecca, and thank you for joining me for this brief yoga sequence done from the chair. This series is designed to be kind to your lower back and to be something that you can just do while seated. So whether you're struggling with an injury or just looking for something you can do from your office chair, this practice is for you. You'll need a blanket and a strap and a chair for this practice today. So go grab what you need, and I'll see you there. We'll start out our chair practice today in Tadasana. So to come to Tadasana in a chair, I'll turn to the side so that you can see. We're going to scoot out to the edge of the chair. We're going to bring the ankle just underneath the knee. Now, if your chair is a little bit too tall and you can't find this 90-degree angle between the upper thigh and the lower leg, you can always bring a blanket or perhaps some yoga blocks or books, if you have those available, underneath your feet just to achieve that 90-degree angle. So this is our Tadasana in a chair. Knee stacked over ankle and a 90-degree angle here between the upper and lower leg. And then from here we just bring the shoulders onto the back and stack the shoulders right over the hips so that our Tadasana looks like this. So bring yourself to your Tadasana on the front of your chair. And once you've found your way into this shape, we'll pull the belly button up and in to support the spine. And then just allow our eyes to close, or maybe just lower your gaze here. We'll just begin with a few deep breaths. So we'll breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Inhaling and exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And imagine that your belly is like a balloon, and as you're inhaling, you're filling that balloon, and then exhaling, allowing the balloon to deflate. Inhaling, expanding the belly. Exhaling, allowing it to release. And one last deep breath here. Inhaling all the way to the bottom of the lungs and then exhaling through the nose. And now we'll just begin to add some gentle movement with that breath. So as we inhale, we'll move the shoulders forward and up towards the ears. And as we exhale, we'll let the shoulders melt down the back. So inhaling, shoulders up. Exhale, release down the back. Inhale, shoulders up. Exhale, release. A few more times through this movement. Inhaling the shoulders up. Exhale, release. And one last time. Inhale, shoulders up. Exhale, release. Great job. So next we'll be inhaling the arms up overhead. If this movement is not available for your body, you can continue with just the movement of the shoulders. So if you're able to, we'll inhale the arms up overhead, and then bring the hands together, and exhale, bringing the hands right down in front of the face. Allowing the fingers to separate, inhaling the arms up overhead, really reaching through those fingertips. Hands come together, exhaling down through heart center. Remembering if this isn't available, you can continue with that shoulder motion. And let's do this twice more. Inhaling the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands come through heart center. And then allow the hands to come back down to the tops of the thighs. We're going to take this into a bit of a twist. So we'll be inhaling the arms up overhead and then exhaling as we drop the arms to one side. We'll be taking one hand to the outside of the opposite knee and taking the other hand around to the back of the chair. So no need to really do much pulling or cranking here, just gently allow the body to twist. If inhaling the arms up overhead is not available to you, again, you can continue with the shoulder motion and then just move the hands into the twist. So let's do that together now. Inhaling arms up overhead, and then exhale, we'll drop to one side, taking one hand to the outside of the knee, the other hand to the back of the chair. Inhale to allow yourself to grow tall, and exhale. And then we'll inhale to come forward, and exhale to the other side. Inhale it through the nose to grow nice and tall. Exhale through the nose. And then inhale back to center. We'll do this once more. Exhale. Hands come down. Inhale back to center. And exhale to the other side. Inhale to come back to center, and exhale, hands come together, down through heart center. Let's take this to a little bit of a back bend. So we'll be very gentle here. Inhaling here, and then as we exhale, we'll allow the hands to come around to the back of the chair. Grabbing onto the back of the chair, we'll inhale to open the collarbones, wrapping the shoulder blades around onto the back, and keeping the chin parallel to the floor here. And then exhale to allow this to release. We'll take the hands around in front, placing the hands on the knees. And then gently pulling back on the knees, we'll round the shoulders forward, pulling the belly button into the spine, rounding the back here. Coming through some cat-cows in our chair here. We'll inhale as we open the chest forward again, coming into our cow pose. Belly is relaxed. And then exhaling, rounding the back, pulling the belly button to the spine. Inhale, opening those collarbones, sending the belly forward. Exhale, rounding the spine back. And if this movement is bringing you any pain, you can always make it a bit smaller. So just open the chest slightly and round the back slightly, remembering to always do the motions that work in your body and are available for you. And one last time, we'll exhale, bringing that belly button back. And then inhale, back to neutral. So we're going to take this now into a sun salutation variation for the chair. So checking in with your foundation here, just allow your toes to be nice and wide if you're able to, and checking that alignment of the ankle and the knee. And then from here, we'll inhale the arms up overhead, or inhale the shoulders up. And this time, as we're exhaling, keeping the spine in a nice straight line, we're going to drop the belly down to the thighs. Now, if you're not able to bring your belly to your thighs, that's fine. Just allow your hands to rest on your lap and lower forward, as much as you can. Comfortably do that. So this is our forward fold in a chair. Inhaling, we'll bring the arms up, coming back up to seated. Exhale, hands come to heart center. As we're inhaling, we'll bring our fingers around behind one leg. Exhaling this time as we bring the knee into the chest, foot is flexed. Inhaling will allow this to release, bringing the hands back to the legs. And then exhaling, we'll come back into that cat pose, pulling the belly button into the spine. Inhaling, we'll come back to neutral. Taking the fingers behind that other leg. Exhaling, bringing that foot up from the floor, flexing the foot if you can. Inhale to come back to neutral. Exhale, coming into our cat pose. Inhaling this time, sweeping the arms up overhead if you can. And exhale, bringing the belly towards the thighs. Inhale the arms up overhead, hands come to meet overhead, and exhale down through heart center. A moment here for a breath. And then we'll allow the hands to come down and then sweep back up. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold, your version. Inhale, arms sweep back up overhead. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhaling, we'll bring the fingers behind one leg. Exhale, lifting that leg from the floor, flexing the toes towards the face if you can. Inhale to release. Exhale, rounding the spine back, pulling the belly button in towards the spine. Inhaling, coming back to neutral. Taking the fingers behind the other leg. Exhaling, bringing that leg up, flexing the toes. Inhale to release. Exhale, round back into cat. Inhale back to neutral, reaching the arms up overhead, really reaching out through the fingertips. Exhale, into our forward fold. Inhale, arms up overhead. And exhale, hands come down through heart center. Now let's get our strap. I happen to have mine hanging on the back of my chair. If you don't have a strap available, you can use whatever you do have available, perhaps a towel or a t-shirt, anything will actually work. So take our strap in both hands, and we're going to extend one leg. So be careful with your back here. The knee does not have to be straight, it can be bent. So find what's comfortable for you. And we're going to allow that strap to come around the ball of this foot. We'll take this strap in either hand and bring those shoulders around onto the back so that the collarbones are nice and open wide. And here you can extend the knee, pressing out through the heel. And this may be enough for you here. If your knee is still bent, that's fine. We're looking for a sensation of stretch down the back of the leg. If it feels good for you, you can inhale, and as you're exhaling, pull back against the strap to allow the foot to come up from the floor. And then wherever you are, just taking a couple of slow, deep breaths, allowing the shoulders to drop away from the ears. Maybe closing your eyes if you like. And here we'd like to make a breath you can hear in the back of your throat. So with your mouth closed, imagine that you're trying to fog up a mirror as you exhale. Ujjayi breath. And then we'll take both the straps in one hand, using the strap to help ourselves pull this leg up to the top of the other legs, coming into this figure 4 shape. Now this can be quite a deep stretch for many people, so if your knee is up here, that's fine. Just allow yourself to be wherever you are in this pose. And if you like, you can rest one hand on your ankle and the other on your knee. If this is enough for you, please stay right here. Otherwise, you can inhale, and as you're exhaling, you can gently lower forward just slightly, imagining that someone's pulling a string from the center of your chest. So becoming long over this leg, more than rounding forward. And feel that stretch in the outer thigh. And we'll take 3 breaths here on your own as well, practicing that Ujjayi breath. And then we'll allow that to release. We're going to take the fingers behind the back of the leg as we did before when we lifted the leg from the ground. And this time you can make circles with the ankle if you like, one direction and then the other direction. And then allow that foot to come down to the floor. We'll pick up our strap again, and we'll take our strap around the ball of the opposite foot. Repeating this on the other side. So remembering you can keep your knee just as bent as you need to. You can always keep your heel on the floor. We'll open the shoulders back. And then pressing out through the heel. And if it feels good on an exhale, pulling back on the strap, allowing that heel to rise from the floor. 3 breaths. Keeping the shoulders moving back, pelvis moving forward. And then when you're ready, we'll take the strap into one hand, using the strap to help ourselves bring that foot up to the top of the opposite thigh. And then finding your seated pigeon or figure 4 here. And if you like, imagining that imaginary string on your next exhale, gently pulling the chest forward. And be mindful here of the back of the neck, keeping the spine in alignment, imagining that nice straight line all the way up from the tailbone through the top of the head. One last breath here. And then we'll inhale to release, taking the fingers behind the back of the leg, rotating that ankle in one direction or the other. And if you have limitations that make this motion not possible for you, just do the best you can or allow the leg to relax. And then we'll bring the foot down to the floor. And we'll take one last side stretch here before we shift into our Shavasana. So we're going to take the left hand down to the chair, pressing into the palm here, just behind the left hip. And we'll inhale the right arm up overhead. And then as you're exhaling, we're going to reach up out of the side body for the seam of the ceiling and the wall, pressing into the left palm to push that right hip down into the chair. And you can imagine this shoulder wrapping around onto the back, really creating some space here between the top of the pelvis and the bottom of the rib cage. And then allow that arm to come down. We'll take that right hand behind the right hip, inhaling the left arm up overhead, and exhaling as we press into that right palm, reaching those left fingertips up and out of the left hip, peeling that shoulder back. And then exhale to release. Well, you can scoot your hips back to the back of the chair and just find a nice, comfortable, supported position here for our Shavasana. So allow your eyes to close, or maybe your gaze just lowers to the floor, whatever makes you most comfortable. And then just allow all the tension to leave the body. Let your legs relax, perhaps drift away from each other. Let your belly relax. Let your shoulders relax away from your ears and become heavy. Release your jaw and let your teeth part. Allow the skin of your face and the tiny muscles around your eyes to soften. And imagine that even the muscles holding the eyes in their sockets could become soft and relaxed. Allow the back of your neck to relax. And allow the crown of your head and the skin of your scalp to soften and release as you rest here, enjoying the benefits of your practice. Take a deep breath. Maybe wiggle your fingers and toes. Allow yourself to slide back out to the edge of your chair, bringing your hands to heart center. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me, and may your yoga follow you throughout your day.